When I got my first job out of school, at that office, the only electronic machine that I had at my desk was a telephone and an IBM Selectric typewriter. The thing was huge, state of the art. You turn it on and it hummed with power. You roll a sheet of paper in it and boy, you can type so fast with it. And that was the latest technology at the time. But since then, technology has moved very fast. Then came word processors, computers, digital cameras, flat screen TV, email, internet, social media, and those handy-dandy smartphones that kept getting smarter every year. And now it's artificial intelligence. It's everywhere, doing instant language translations, facial recognition, GPS navigation, self-driving cars. It's used in medicine and finance. It even controls my robot vacuum at home. It is said that AI can process information thousands, if not millions, times faster than any human being. And it is still getting more and more advanced. It is now doing what's called a self-learning system or self-improvement loops and evolutionary algorithms, where AI is teaching itself now to become even smarter. I mean, exponentially smarter. Artificial intelligence, it is our next biggest technological social revolution that is changing our world. And I can't even imagine how far it's gonna go, you know? And it will have direct and profound effect on our work, on our lives, even on how we think and relate, how we're measured and valued in society, and how we understand what it means to be human. So to address this big change in our world, Pope Leo, earlier this week, has released his first encyclical titled Magnifica Humanitas. In English, it means magnificent humanity, to give us social, spiritual, and moral guidance on this issue. Now, this is a pretty lengthy document with 42,000 words consisting of 245 paragraphs, and there is a lot there. It starts with the history of the earlier encyclicals, our Catholic social teachings, and then it goes into the subject of artificial intelligence. And in my own reading of it, the Holy Father and the Church is not saying that AI is bad or that we should reject it or not use it. He says it does have good and potential benefits. But at the same time, it has flaws and limitations, and there is danger that it could dehumanize us, that it could change the way we see and treat the human person. That no matter how intelligent AI might get, it can never be compared to our human nature, a human being who is able to feel joy and pain, mature through relationships, know friendship, responsibility, and love of what it means to be human, with the dignity and the magnificence that we have as sons and daughters of God, created in His own image and likeness. For instance, as we celebrate today the solemnity of the Most Holy Trinity, three persons in one God, this is a mystery of our living God that no artificial intelligence will be able to solve. It is not a puzzle to be computed. Rather, it is a relationship of love that is to be encountered and experienced by us, the human person, through our heart and our soul. Holy Trinity is about relationship of love between the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, to which we, as his sons and daughters, are invited to encounter and participate. The value of humanity, our relationship and love, it is something much, much deeper, and it cannot be imitated by algorithms or data processing. Paragraph 99 of Magnifica Humanitas, Pope Leo tells us, we must avoid the misconception of equating this type of intelligence with that of human beings. So-called artificial intelligence do not undergo experiences, do not feel joy or pain, do not mature through relationships, and do not know from within what love, work, friendship, or responsibility mean. And as in our gospel reading today, that God so loved the world that he gave his only Son. The love that God has for us, the love that we have for him and for each other, that special quality of love, relationship, self-giving, compassion, our conscience and morality of knowing good and evil, those are what makes us human. Pope Leo says in paragraph 233, no computational system, however sophisticated, can create a heart that gives itself or a conscience that discerns good from evil. And the only moral conscience that any AI can ever have is what is fed into it by the few and powerful who design, control, and manipulate it based on their own agenda. Pope says in paragraph 107, those who control AI will impose their own moral vision, which will become the invisible infrastructure of these systems. And in paragraph 108, since small but highly influential groups can shape information to their own advantage, we must not be reduced to passive recipients of decisions made elsewhere. We must contribute to discernment and oversight. Moreover, ownership of data cannot be left solely in private hands, but must be appropriately regulated. Pope Leo calls us to action. In paragraph 233, he says, we are called to cooperate in the works of creation rather than be disinterested observers of technological processes that limit our freedom and responsibility. That we need to act against the danger, including false and disinformation that AI can so effectively disseminate. Paragraph 132 says that they could construct distorted narratives and blur boundaries between truth and falsehood, mixing facts with opinions. Disinformation did not begin with AI, yet today it finds a powerful amplifier in AI. The ability to manipulate content, images, and videos exposes people to biased or misleading perspectives. It requires verification, cross-checking of sources, and responsible argumentations. Paragraph 237 says, let us remain faithful to the truth, living amid incessant flow of information, opinions, and images. We know how easy it can be to influence decisions and preferences through increasingly sophisticated algorithms. And also that we must be educated on AI to learn it, to understand its workings, to be able to place safeguards, and to use it well, even to evangelize with it. Paragraph 238 says, let us invest in education beginning with ourselves. We all need to learn how to engage with the digital world. Indeed, we must consider the digital world as a new continent to be evangelized. Now, these are just few of the highlights of this new encyclical that in the short time that I have here can only barely skim the surface. So this is just a very short preview. This new Catholic social teaching is packed with so much more. And I urge everyone to please read it for yourselves and to download the full text of Magnifica Humanitas from the Vatican or the USCCB website, to read it in its entirety, as we're all called to do. And guided by the Holy Spirit, may we become better equipped in this modern society that seems to be changing so fast.